Hello guys, just want to give you guys a slight update. One of the CT scans that came back showed a mild form of pneumonia, but whenever they check my lungs, there's no sound of pneumonia, which is odd because there's supposed to be like a specific sound, and I don't have that. There's also a tightening in my throat right here. If I take a deep breath or get up and walk, it just becomes hard to breathe, and I just cough uncontrollably like that. They also have me on antibiotics. That's not working. They already had me on here on it for 24 hours, but I still have fevers. So I don't know. The blood cultures are coming back negative. They did more blood cultures. We did a CT scan on my neck, chest, abdomen, pelvis, MRI on my head, echo of my heart, echo of my vascular veins here. I hope this ends soon, because this kind of sucks. Back and forth fevers and no answers. I had to stop my 5th chemo because of this, but yeah, still trying to keep it positive. Alrighty, peace out. Alright guys, I just want to make this video as to inform you guys as to what the hell happened. So the video was that you guys just saw was a video that I never posted, but I want to show you guys now as to my mindset and how I was feeling then and there. Right, I believe I was a couple days in the hospital at that point when I shot that video. But let's start at the beginning. On January 13th, on Sunday, I had developed a fever of 101.7, right? My doctor told me, whenever you have a fever, especially for a cancer patient, go to the hospital no matter what. They're like, don't try to contact me, just go to the hospital. So after finding out the fever, we went immediately to the hospital. As soon as we got to the hospital, they took me in immediately, which is really fast. I skipped everyone. So they took me in, did blood work, and asked me a whole bunch of questions, checked my body, things like that. They're like, where does it hurt? I'm like, it doesn't hurt anywhere, to be honest. I'm like, the only thing that really hurts is if I take a deep breath in, I feel tightness here. They're like, oh, okay. So they did a whole bunch of blood cultures and nasal swabs and more blood work to figure out what the hell is going on, right? And then they decided to admit me to get the fevers under control and to see what the blood tests and cultures came out to be. And short and sweet, they were all negative. Every nasal thing they did, every blood culture, every blood examination or whatever it is, everything came out negative. They couldn't find anything. So for the first 2 to 3 days, them giving me the information that they had, they weren't able to give me any antibiotics because they didn't know what would work. So for the first 2 to 3 days, I was basically just battling a fever and them seeing if the fever kind of goes away or not. I think by the 3rd day, my fever had hit 103.7, and that's when they were like, okay, we gotta give him Tylenol on a daily basis now. Because they were giving me Tylenol about, like, I think once or twice a day, right? And then once it spiked up to 103.7, that's when they said, they're like, okay, we're gonna start giving you Tylenol every 4 hours now. So after that 3rd day, they started giving me Tylenol every 4 hours, but again, they still didn't know what was causing these fevers. So it was just an endless cycle of fevers and Tylenol. So it would start off with chills, right? I'll be severely cold, I'll be nauseous, I'd have a fever, I'd be bundled up in a blanket, right? And then they give me Tylenol. Tylenol took about 30 minutes to an hour to work. Once it hit, I got severely hot, sweated everything out for about an hour and a half. Yeah, for about an hour, hour and a half, sweated everything out. And then once that was done, I pretty much felt okay for like 30 minutes to an hour. And then once that 30 minutes to an hour was gone, it was right back again to chills, nausea, fever, boom. So it was just an endless cycle for those days of just feeling, of having a fever, coming down from the fever, going back up, going back down. Just up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. It was horrible. It was horrible. And along the way, as that's happening, I'm slowly but surely losing the ability to breathe because of the tightness in my my larynx, which was pretty scary. Because one of the nights, I actually woke up gasping for air because I couldn't get enough air in. So it was like I couldn't even take a regular breath. So I couldn't do that. My breaths were like just like that. That's how I would breathe. I couldn't get up. I couldn't really walk around without having a coughing attack. I needed to wear an oxygen little container like that. I'll put a picture in. And at night I had to wear a mask to sleep because I wasn't getting enough oxygen. And it's a very scary thing when you can't breathe. It really is. You know, I was thinking to myself at the hospital, I'm like, you know what? Finding out and having cancer wasn't as scary as not being able to breathe. So not being able to breathe is definitely a lot scarier than cancer in itself. But yeah, I was basically bedridden. I couldn't get up because if I got up, I would cough many times. I had back-to-back fevers coming back and forth. All I was eating was soup and oatmeal and fruits all day long because that didn't upset my stomach. So it was a lot. It was a lot. At one point I was just like, I thought to myself, if I fall asleep, I will not wake up. I honestly thought that because it was at the point where I couldn't really breathe. I was doing that fast-paced breathing and I had the fever hitting me at the same time. And I believe on that particular day I was only on an hour of sleep because whenever I fell asleep, I woke up gasping. And I literally thought to myself and said to myself, I'm like, you know what? I have a feeling if I fall asleep, I am not waking back up. And that scared the hell out of me. It really did. It's a scary feeling not getting enough oxygen in to your body. It truly is. So about halfway through, they gave me antibiotics. It's like a general antibiotic, right? To cover gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria, which is like two major types of bacteria, right? It's a really strong, really strong antibiotic. But as you guys saw in the video, it did not work. They had me on that for like 3 days and it wasn't working at all. It was just annoying. It wasn't working at all. You know, like I said, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't go to take a shower without having a breathing mask on because it was so bad. It was terrible. And then they did CT scans, they did MRIs, they did echoes. They did a lot of tests, but the test that finally figured out what it was branchioscopy. Put that there. that's when they basically put you in a twilight sleep, stick a camera in your throat, go all the way down to your lung, fill that lung with fluid, extract all that fluid, send it out to testing. So once they did that, they finally found out what it was. I cannot pronounce it. I'll put it up right here. But the abbreviated form is PJP, right? And guess what? It's the type of pneumonia that only immunocompromised people like myself or HIV patients get. It wasn't the big hitters like the regular flu, you know, the common cold. Nope. It was a thing that no one gets. No one gets at all. A regular immune system fights it off, right? So how the hell did I get it? Apparently it happens with cancer patients, but it's like just my luck, right? After they found out what it was, they were able to give me the correct antibiotics, and once they started doing that, oh my god, this started opening up, feeling better. I was able to breathe. The antibiotics was strong, so it didn't make me feel too good. And then as soon as I get better, right, within that first day and a half, they're like, you're going through chemotherapy the next day or that day. So I was like, oh shit. Like a weekend from Sunday to Monday, they finally figured out what happened on that Sunday night, started giving me antibiotics. That Monday I was feeling better, and that Monday afternoon we did chemotherapy. So keep in mind, my body is already down, my mental capacity is down. I was not ready for chemotherapy, but they're like, you still had to do it. So I went through chemotherapy, and it was hell. It was hell, because I felt fatigued. I felt everything I felt in the first treatment. You know, fatigue, fogginess, nausea, you know, not wanting to do stuff, just a constant, like aura around myself where it's just like, nah, I don't want to do anything. And it was crazy. And I believe as of right now, I believe the chemo effects are pretty much gone. I still need to take antibiotics for the PJP, which is this. Like, I need to take 2 of these. Look how big that is. I need to take 2 of them 4 times a day. Now that a week has passed, the only thing that's really hitting me is this medication, which is the Bactrim antibiotics that's keeping the PJP from coming back again. The side effects to this medication is nausea and just stomach discomfort, right? So I want to say all my chemotherapy stuff have went away, like the side effects and stuff. Just this is giving me the problems, because it whenever I take it, it creates like an upchuck type of a thing where I take it and then acid comes up, and then that in turn gets me nauseous, and then just makes me not wanna do anything. But it's more worse. It's worse when I eat food. So I'll eat food, right, and then as I'm eating food, it'll just do its thing where it upchucks, and then it makes me nauseated, and then I'm not able to eat that much, or I even stop eating in general. So that kind of sucks. I'm gonna be on this medication up until February 7th, and then I'll be taking it every other day. And then once I'm finally done with chemotherapy, that's when I'll stop taking it completely. because as long as my immune system is compromised, I will need to continue to take this medication. So I will continue to feel nauseated and things like that. So that sucks, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I'd rather breathe than feel nauseated, so I'll take it. On another note, you know when they say, when it rains it pours? It does, because upon one of their studies, I told them I had a smudge in my right eye. In my field of vision, there was a smudge, right? And they said that the smudge was caused by the chemotherapy itself. It created a blood clot in my eye, creating the smudge in my vision. So in order to counteract that throughout the treatment, they are now giving me Lovenox shots. Lovenox is a strong blood thinner. So not only am I taking this on a daily basis, and I'm taking this on a daily basis, but I'm also giving myself injections on a daily basis. So that is basically to prevent myself from getting another blood clot in the eye throughout the treatment. So yeah, that sucks. But like I said, it's all good as long as I can breathe, right? So, and another note as well, my girlfriend's becoming a nurse, so she's getting a lot of practice with this. You know, what angle to use, how to go in. I mean, I'm basically the test dummy here, but it needs to get done. But other than that, that's basically what the hell happened. I already went through 5th chemo. We have one more chemo to go. February 10th is the last day. And I just found out, on a special note, I have no more spinal chemo. I did not know this, but they said when you hit 4 spinal chemos, you're done with spinal chemo. So like, and no more spinal taps for me. So I was like, yes. I guess that was the bright side to this, right? Alrighty guys, I'll see you later. It's your boy, Captain No Eyebrows. Peace out.